Yeah, Marlon King here, and today we're talking about Soundpeats Earbuds, which is the right one for you. We have the Air 3 and of course the newer Air 3 Pro, which I've already done a review on, so worth checking that out if you're interested. Let's jump into the details though. So taking a look at both of these two, we can see the Air 3 is a dash smaller than the Air 3 Pro. With that you get some advantages, which is these are going to be a dash lighter, and I do mean a dash lighter. So per earpiece, you're talking 3.96 grams versus the 4.5 grams on the Pro. However, with the Pro, the bigger case, that does mean you get up to 24 hours charge in total with the case. You only get 17.5 hours charge with this case. So playback per earpiece, you're going to get 5 hours with the Air 3, 6 hours with the 3 Pro. However, if you're using noise cancellation, then you're going to get close to 5 hours, so not too much difference in it. Both of these are also splash proof, which is IPX4, so I wouldn't go out in torrential rain, and I certainly wouldn't recommend swimming with them, but for day-to-day activities, they're going to be perfectly fine. And it's worth noting that these smaller Air 3s are kind of recommended more for sports, whereas these, I would say, are better off for pristine listening, like enjoying your music. That's my personal suggestion anyway. Let's talk about the sound quality of these two. And let's start with the Air 3. These are literally straight in the ear. There's no tips or buds. Let's just go straight in. One size fits all. Now what that means is they're going to feel a little bit looser in the ear. However, I've done, let's say, skipping for 10 minutes and that's jumping around obviously, and they haven't fallen out. So that's been quite promising. And also they've done some really good things with the sound as well. They have a 14mm driver in them. Now because you don't have that sealed vacuum like you would with noise isolation earbuds, they've had to increase the size of that driver to allow the bass to come through, and I can definitely say that it sounds really good with these, a lot better than I was expecting. And I think a lot of the older style earbuds like this that didn't have the tips, the bass never cut through, it was always quite tinny. So that's really refreshing to see in this style design. Now when it comes to the Air 3 Pros, you do have the standard tips, and they do give you a few options in there. These are definitely going to be better for removing ambient noise. They do fit snug in the ear, and also you've got that noise cancellation as well. So that means you can reduce an additional 35 decibels of noise when you're listening. Perfect for if you just really want to enjoy your music. Now, both sets of these earbuds have 4 microphones, which allow for some form of noise cancelling when you're having a voice call or phone call. I haven't noticed too much difference in, so I think for phone calls you're going to be good either way. With the Air 3 Pro, when you do have noise cancelling activated, you have an option called transparency mode, which actually passes through the ambient noise, which seems a little bit counterintuitive, but it's great for if you need to quickly listen to something, or like let's say someone's talking to you, you can very quickly switch over without necessarily taking the earbuds out. What does it sound like to listen to music? Both of these are excellent, and as I mentioned, they've got some of the biggest drivers in any earbuds I know. So my Sonys have 6mm drivers. For example, these Air 3 Pros have 12mm drivers, which is some of the loudest bass I've ever heard. And then the Air 3 has 14.2mm drivers, which is absolutely massive. But to be honest, because of the different design, I would still say the Pros have better bass response overall if you want to hear that defined bass. And that's just to the nature of the type of earbuds that you're listening to. Both support APTX adaptive, which is 24-bit 420 kHz, and both have a gaming mode which allows for low latency, I believe 60 milliseconds. I'm not a gamer, haven't tried that mode, but definitely worth noting if you are. So packaging wise, both boxes look almost identical, and it's the same story inside, very minimalistic. However, just a little bit of plastic used with the packaging, which I think they could have done away with. Price wise with these, in the UK you can get the Air 3 between £30 and £40, and the Air 3 Pros are going to come in at around £60 to £65. So not too much difference, and I'd say these are both very affordable earbuds for the price. Soundpeats also offer a little case for the Air 3 if you're interested. Personally, I don't feel a need for the case because they're so light and I seldom drop them, but if you are a little bit clumsy, then it's worth checking out the case as well. And finally, the moment you've been waiting for, the MK rating. So let's look at both of these. So for value for money, Air 3 gets 4.5 out of 5 and the Air 3 Pro gets 4 out of 5. Sound quality, I'm giving both of these 4 out of 5. Now, they both have slight differences, as I mentioned, due to the type of earbuds they use. However, both are impressive in their own right. So 4 out of 5, great sounding and great for listening to music. Battery life, I'm giving the Air 3 a 3 out of 5 and the Air 3 Pro a 3.5 out of 5. Now, with the 17.5 hours battery life, I think there's a lot of room for improvement here. 24 hours is okay, but you can still get earbuds with close to 40 hours of playback, so I think there's definitely room for improvement all round. Size and build, I'm giving the Air 3 4 out of 5 and the Air 3 Pro 4.5 out of 5. The main difference with that score is I found the buttons on the Air 3 weren't quite as usable as on the Air 3 Pro. Quite often I'd touch them and they weren't as responsive, whereas I did not have that problem with the Air 3 Pro. Looks, I'm giving these both 4 out of 5. They look nice, they're nice and small. I could have done with some better lights for charging, but otherwise nothing to complain about. And overall, where does this leave them? Well, it brings the Air 3 in with a total score of 3.9 out of 5 and a total score for the Air 3 Pro of 4 out of 5. I don't think you can go wrong with either of these. Personally, I definitely prefer listening to music on the Air 3 Pro, but I also use the Air 3 for when I'm doing sports. So there we have it. They are my thoughts on the Soundpeats earbuds. Which one would you buy? Let me know in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this video, of course, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for future videos about tech gear, earbuds, camera gear, and all sorts. So definitely worth doing that. Catch you in the next one. Have a great week. Peace.